Hello, my name is Elizabeth from Coffees and Tea. Thank you for coming on to this show. Before I go forward, I want to give credit to the owner of the music, then Sound Music. Thank you for letting me use your music to impact people's life. I'm so excited to have you here. If you're listening to this podcast now, it means you bought a product from us. Here's a big cheers to you for letting me have the opportunity to encourage you. Thank you for choosing to be part of us. I promise you it's going to be an exciting journey. It's going to be something that you wish you had started earlier. This is Coffees and Tea, and this is Elizabeth Uchalo's show. And in this show, I'm going to be encouraging you. The title of my show for today, this episode, the title is Your Special Advantage. Be right back. Yeah, I'm back. So this show, it's about talking about your special advantage. What is it that's special about you? Are you even special? I think that is a question a lot of people ask themselves. And so they get to look down on themselves and they ask themselves, what's special about me? I'm not that beautiful. I'm not as tall as so. I don't know how to speak well. I didn't even finish my college education. I dropped out. But do you know what? Despite all those things that you've been through, it doesn't matter where it is that you're in life. There's something special about you. Think of the fact that among the 7 billion people on this earth, nobody has your thumbprint. That's why it's a unique identifier. Nobody has your thumbprint. It means there's something special about you. You didn't come here empty-handed. And that's why I want to talk about your special advantage. How to use your special advantage to win in life. You were created unique. There's something different about you. If you haven't found out, that means you haven't been observing yourself. That's why one of the things I tell people that before you begin to ask yourself, what is it that I'm good about? Take time to observe yourself. Study your own self. Find out how is it that you do things. What are your inmost reactions when things happen? Perhaps you're somebody who loves to talk. That could be your special advantage. Be right back. Yeah, I'm back. So how did I discover my special advantage? I always knew that I liked to talk. I'm sure you'll be like, obviously you like to talk. That's why you're having a show, right? But I didn't always think it was a wonderful special advantage. But what was it that made me realize? When I went to do my MBA, I was in the business school then. I realized there was something about me. I could easily think of a topic right now and start talking about it. And in the next 5 minutes, I developed something for you to think about. It was that easy to me. In fact, in my group, I was always the person who was called on impromptu to come and give a presentation. Sometimes they had wondered, how is it that you're able to do this? I didn't know too. But I discovered that was my special advantage. That was something that came to me, an innate talent that God gave to me. And I asked myself, how am I going to use this to impact on people? I just realized that I love to talk to people. I love to encourage people. I love to present things. In fact, that special advantage was that special that when we now won an international competition which we needed to present, one of the first things that one of our coordinators told us then in the MBA class, he said, I don't know about you all, but I think that the person that should present this is Elizabeth. This presentation was going to be in front of a lot of dignitaries. It was in the United Nations in New York City, in Manhattan. And I was surprised because it now struck me. So even the lecturer had noticed, even the coordinator of our MBA had noticed that there's something special about the way I present. In fact, I remember the very first day that I had to present something. It was something that we needed to present as a group in my class, but we didn't work on it so well, so we're running late. We didn't have the time to rehearse. They just gave me this topic and they said, look, Elizabeth, you got to save our group. You have to present this. Every other person came and presented us. Everybody clapped and, when it was my turn, when I started the presentation and by the time I was through, the whole class was shouting. I was shaking inside of me. But for the first time, it dawned on me, this is what I was meant to do. That is my special advantage. Now, over to you. What is it that you know how to do so well that if you were woken up from the sleep right now and asked to do it, you will be able to do it? Be right back. The second thing I'd like to talk about here is the fact that you can do things in a way that no one else can. And that's what I discovered that day. When I stood in front of those people and I was presenting. In fact, it was as if another spirit took over me. I can still remember the jitters I felt that day. When I left that place and I was sitting down, people were still clapping, they were shouting, they were like, oh, what is this? What is this? I was shaking. I was like, what just happened here? What just happened here? All that presentation was just going on in my head because you didn't have to present with any piece of paper. You just had to speak out of your head. While I was watching the others present, because my group was way towards the last, I was telling myself, I'm going to do something better than this. I'm going to choose this point and this is how I'm going to do it. And when I did it, it was something else. So that was my own unique way of presenting this thing. In fact, the lecturer I had in that class, she so liked me that most of the times in the class, she was all like, so Elizabeth, what do you think? So Elizabeth, what do you think? It was always like that. It was a no-brainer for me to get an A in that course. But it was one of those great things that happened to me that made me realize that this is what I was meant to do. Don't mind me. I had to go through engineering degree, finish an engineering degree, start an MBA for me to discover. But thank God I discovered. What have you discovered about yourself that is unique to you? That people praise you, that this is something that you are good at. Be right back. Now, before I get on to the third one, I want to remind you once again that this is what coffees and tea. You know, one of the things I set out to do with this brand is to encourage people. So I'm glad that you're here. I'm really glad that you chose to be part of what we are doing here. So I'm moving on to the third one. It said, doesn't matter where you are now, you have something to give to your world. You see, the truth about discovering your gift is that your gift was not given for yourself alone. I mean, think of it. What will my presentation make? What use will it be if I have to just stand in my room and present to myself? It don't make any sense. I mean, I probably could just enjoy it and say, wow, I know how to do a good presentation. But that gift will only make impact when I use it to touch other people's life. Excuse me. When I use it to impact other people's life. When I bring out that gift in front of other people and show them what it is their life could be because I was gifted to this. So it doesn't matter what it is that you are or where you are now. There's something in you that you have to give to your world. And guess what? That is what it is that God has put into you to use and shine. I already created a podcast about shining. It's one of the things I'll be sharing on my launch day. I'm going to be sharing that podcast, and I've also developed a workbook that is going to be attached to it, which I'm going to be giving out to everyone who comes to that show. But I want you to know one thing, that very special, unique gift that you were gifted with is what God has put inside of you to enable you, one, shine to the world, and also make a living with. Meaning that when you impact other people, your life is also bettered. You remember the theory about water passing through the pipe? Water does not pass through the pipe without wetting the pipe, meaning that the impact you give to other people also returns to you. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. And this is what the last thing I have to say. You have to be able to do what? Create your own dreams. Meaning that if you've been somebody who has never sat down and asked yourself, what is it that I was meant to do? It's time to ask that very deep question. It's something that will take you on a journey to what it is that you were meant to be. Because when you begin to ask that question, then you will discover what is unique about you. Then you will now discover how to use that gift to bless other people, to impact people's life, to transform people's life. And in that process of doing that, your own life is bettered. Trust me, it is that gift that enables you to create value, that when people see you, they know that this is you. There are people, a lot of people write on the internet, but there are people that once you just look at their write-up, before you have read who is the author, you just know this is this person. It's your own secret sauce that you have been given to touch this world with. So one of the things I'd like to say to you is that you need to be able to create your own dreams. But before you do that, study yourself first. Find out what is it that has been given to you for you to impact your world with. Develop it, polish it, make it something that when somebody sees, they'll be willing to pay for it. And you're on your way to transforming yourself and transforming the world. Be right back. I'm back. And one of the final things I'm going to say to you, this encouragement quote I'm just going to say to you, your special advantage is your secret sauce. Sprinkle it on your handwork. Sprinkle it on your handwork. If you love to cook, you know that about that when you have developed that sauce that nobody else knows about, and you put it in your meal and people are asking, what did you put in this meal? Why is your own tasting so different? Find out your special advantage. That special advantage is your secret sauce. It's your essence which you put on the mark, as a mark on whatever it is that you are doing. And that is what defines you. That is what makes you that brand which people are looking out for. I want you to do this because I know that I want you to succeed. One of the things I found out is that a lot of people go through life without ever finding out what is it they are meant to do. They never ever impact their world. And so their lives look as if they are ordinary. But you know what? God never made you ordinary. One of the things that comes to my mind is in the book of Psalms, where he said that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Meaning that when God was creating you, there was something unique he put in you which nobody else has. And he's asking you at this moment to go forth, use that gift and impact the world. Make a difference in the life of people, transform people, and realize that one of the things about your gift that is not about you, it's about the people you're able to transform with what he has given you to do. And you know the beautiful part, when you transform other people's life, your own life will be better too. You will move out from just looking at yourself to looking at, oh, what can I do for others? And from doing for others, you realize that what you are being blessed to. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for buying my product. I hope you come back to the shop soon. For every time that you buy a product, you'll get a different podcast. This podcast is special just to you. I'm not putting this online anywhere, at least for now, until probably later. I'm giving this special podcast just to you, and so you will never get it anywhere online but here. I'm sending it specially to you because you chose to buy into our dream. That for everybody who buys coffees and tea products, we are going to encourage the person. We're going to tell the person, look, you don't have to quit. Look, you don't have to be down there. Look, you don't have to live an ordinary life. You can get up and be who God has made you to be. And you know what? You can transform other people's life. And you know what? You can actually make people better than you leave them better than you met them. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for buying from Coffees and Tea. Thank you for believing in our dream. And I believe that as you go with our journey, we're going to be doing what? Encouraging you more. If you haven't signed up to be a member of our site, please sign on to be a member of our site, because in that group, we're going to also be teaching a lot of things. Be part of our Facebook group. Be on our social channels, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. Be part of our activities, because as time goes down the line, we're going to be grooming a group of people. I look forward to the day I will meet you face to face and you will tell me, because of this podcast, my life changed. Because of this podcast, I realized what it is I was supposed to do. Because of this podcast, I discovered what it is I was gifted with, and I started running with it. Thank you for listening to me. Have a wonderful day. Do have a great day. Thank you.